So if you've ever wondered why it costs so dang much money to get your Isuzu truck fixed, you're looking at it right here. This little pile right here is about 1,300 bucks. So that's why. So what we have here is we have a 2008, it's a GMC 5500W cab forward, which actually it's an NQR Isuzu. Got a 5.2 liter in it. Got a bunch of problems. We're putting an injector in it right now, and we're doing a bunch of stuff to it. But I went ahead and adjusted all the valves cold, and now we're going to put number 4 injector in there. I've recorded my hexadecimal injector flow code, so when we we'll have to program that into the ECM. And when you go to program the flow rates, I'll show you, because we'll do it here in a little bit. I'll get that in there and get that put back together before I put everything else back together. The glow plug control module is out on it, so when you program the injector flow rates, it'll automatically write to the glow plug control module, and then we'll verify that when we're done. So if you don't do that, you're going to get a check engine light. So let me get that injector in there, and then we'll go ahead and plug hook our fuel return lines up, get all that stuff buttoned up, the injector synced up, and then we'll go ahead and program them. And we'll plug in our glow plug control module so we can have that programmed, and then we can unplug it and do whatever we want with it. But once it's programmed, so I'll go ahead and do that real quick. I got my hold down. I got my injector over there. These injectors, they just have one O-ring on them where they slide down into the injector bore. There's a cup down in there too, and then they have this pretty nice washer on the bottom of them, and these will fall off, so I always put some grease on there to hold them while I put them in. They can be kind of tricky to put in. Nippon Denso, or Denso, but I haven't done this for been about 5 years since I've done any injectors on these, because I quit working on them because of they're just too expensive and people complain about it. I mean, what's your alternative? You're going to throw the truck away? But anyway, because I'm not going to charge any less than the dealership does to work on these. So see if I can put this injector in there. Yeah, it's coming back to me now. Got to tip the hold down up, back. I'll do the camshaft. Get out of the way here. Okay. Okay. All right. Just like that. Fell right into place. So, bring it over here. So right there is our hold down, right behind it there. This is our return port, and then this is where our pressure comes in, and there's kind of a pass-through that goes through the rocker box here. Before I torque that, I still have it kind of loose. I'm going to go ahead and put my line on, hook my line on. I won't torque it yet, but I'll get it snug. and then I'll put my fuel return back on. And you want to make sure, you know, you want an install kit whenever you replace injectors on these, because you don't want these leaking, and you don't want this, you got a port in the back of the head here, the fuel return. You don't want this leaking, because you'll be making oil, you'll be filling the crankcase up. I probably should have pulled this EGR piece off here, but there was some big bolts on there and I just kind of winged it. But we'll get this line on there. It comes off the fuel rail down there, and then the line runs in, and it runs into the injectors. You know, we got our fuel lines. There's our rail. A high pressure pump is back there somewhere underneath, or somewhere back there. Anyway, let's get that on there and get them snugged up. Then we can torque the injector. Then we'll put the rest of this back together, and then we can program it. So I don't know if I'm going to show you that, because I'm probably going to be doing a little cussing, because I didn't take this off and I don't really have a lot of room there to get a wrench in there to tighten it. So let me get this all dialed in and squared away, and then we'll come back and we'll program the injector flow rates, and then we'll, at the same time, we'll do the glow plug control module. Be right back. So we got our injector in, line in. I'll show you what we did here. We got our line back on, we got it torqued, our little hold downs, our little hold down back on there that keeps the line from vibrating. I noticed there was one missing here. I'm sure I have that over in my Isuzu box. I should have that. We need to put that back on there, keep that line. You know, they put those on there for a reason. Replaced all my washers on my fuel return, got all my nuts torqued on the injectors, the bus bars back in there. So, and I had adjusted the valves in it the other day, so we're ready to put the valve cover back on here. But before we do that, we're going to go ahead and program. I plugged the glow plug control module in. We're going to go ahead and program that injector flow rate. I've already input the number for the injector, so let's go ahead and do that, show you how easy it is. So let's go to Isuzu standalone. Oh, what the heck? Oh, I gotta plug the, jeez, forgot I unplugged this. Never mind. Okay, it takes a second for this thing to wake up. There we go. Okay, come on, give me a blue light. There we go. Okay, should communicate now. There we go. I'll go to auto ID, read. Yes, that is the VIN number. It's automatic. Yep, it's a 2008. Diagnose. We're going to go to control unit. We'll go to engine, special functions. We can go to hot function on this, and it'll take us there. We're going to do the injector flow rates. Okay, so I already input the number that I got off of the injector. Let's double check it again. 67 OB, D602, DB03, F1 Charlie 2, OB F Charlie, E1 45. And that's it. Okay, let's program. And so when we do this, it'll automatically write the injector flow rates to the glow plug control module. Okay, gotta turn the ignition off here. I haven't done this for about 5 years, so. Okay, so we're gonna get our status bar up there. Takes about a minute to do this, maybe a little less. Okay, turn the ignition on, press OK. Ignition on. Okay. Okay, so now what we are going to do is we're going to turn the key off. And what I want to see if the glow plug light comes on and goes off. There it is. Yep, it came on and it went off. All right, so that's a good sign. So let's go to trouble codes. We're going to go ahead and yeah, EGR position sensor, because I've got it unplugged there. It also had a DPF, need to regen code in it too, which doesn't surprise me. I need to talk to them about this. They're short tripping it. So anyway, so what we need to do now, looks like we got if we weren't successful with our programming, it would tell us, and if this wasn't programmed, it would tell us right now. As soon as you keyed it up and it lit up the glow plugs, it would set a code for it. So success on that, success on programming the injector. So now what we need to do, we can put the valve cover back on, put everything back together here, clean some things up, put the EGR valve back on. We don't have the A cooler, but we can kind of hang the B cooler on here, kind of get it hooked up, get the glow plug control module mounted, and kind of be ready for that cooler. I'm not sure when it's going to get here. It should be, I don't know, today's Thursday, probably be next week before I get it, but it won't take long to put it on. Then we need to flush the cooling system out, drain it, fill it up with coolant. We'll change the oil in it, got a fuel filter for it. We need we got a temp sensor, EGR temp sensor we need to change down there. We'll get that changed, fire it up, do a regen on it, go test drive it, and then we can ship it out of here. So anyway, that's it for part 1.